Obviously a very competitive football game on both sides of the ball uh, versus Kent. Good team, well coached, excellent scheme. Uh, we came up short, but at the same time, I thought we competed extremely hard. I thought we did some things in that football game that we can build upon that'll help us over the next month of the season. The thing the kind of quandary we in is every team we play from here on out has an extra week of preparation. So, we have to move on quickly. From Kent, we moved on. Everything we've done at this point is all on Ball State, and that's how we have to attack the rest of the season, knowing that we need to steal it in our preparation. Ball State, very good football team, playing some good football over the last 5 to 6 weeks. Very good offensively. They got good talent. The running back is playing well. He's a true freshman. The quarterback is a guy that's very experienced. They have some dynamic wide receivers, number 11 and number 6. They have a tight end that can really block, in a fullback / tight end number 8. That's a good player as well. Defensively, they're going to do some things to try to get you in lost yardage situations where they can attack you on third downs. So we have quite the challenge to make sure that we have some balance. We stay normal down in distance so we can execute at a high level. But it's going to be a good challenge. It's great to be back home, and our kids will be excited about the opportunity.
Coach, coming off a loss and then transitioning quickly into a rivalry game for you guys, what's the intensity been like in practice and just in workouts the last 2 days?
Well, we'll hit the practice field tonight. I think the way we set the schedule up, we want to have one practice a week at nighttime to get their bodies adjusted to playing at night. I think that's important for us. So, yesterday was their day off. Today will be full-fledged Ball State, and we'll have a chance to get on the practice field tonight and get after it.
Coach, you talked about the playmakers on offense. Does having playmakers in your own, meeting rooms and locker room prepare you for a game like that this weekend?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of talent on our roster. Our practices are very, very competitive, and we do a lot of good work to keep that competitive fire going in practice. And I think it helps both sides. And I think guys are getting better, guys are improving, and you're starting to see more and more guys start to make plays.
And then you had mentioned, you needed to correct some things, and you did see some positive things from this weekend. What were from this past week's game? What were some positive things you saw in the game?
Well, I think, some positive. I think you got new guys stepping up, especially defensively. I'm sure people don't realize it, but we had 3 true freshmen start, and they started because they earned it. Cade Haberman on the defensive line, Makai Nelson Douglas at linebacker, and Javon Bird, who and those guys played at a tremendously high level on Wednesday. And so that's exciting that those guys had a chance to show what they can do. And then offensively, the ability to play whatever style of play we need to give ourselves every opportunity to win. I think I said it a while back, we're not a cookie-cutter offense. We are going to do whatever it takes to win. And obviously the passing game was rolling the other night, which gives us tremendous confidence that we can, whatever style of game it turns into, we can play. And it's just interesting, Tuesday night I was watching Eastern Michigan and Toledo, and those 2 teams we're very familiar with that we played. We held them to 20 points, and then they scored 52 and 49. So, Maction creates games where you have to be ready for whatever is thrown at you. And knowing our offense and the work that those guys are putting in, we feel, extremely excited about the ability to have great balance or play whatever style of play we need to.
The Kent State offense is a tough one really to prepare for and match up with because of they're getting people off balance. But what were some of the things that when you saw on tape that need to be adjusted defensively that you're going to try and address this week?
Well, I mean, like I said, we played the Kent State game and we moved on. Everything we're doing now is on Ball State, so that game is behind us. I mean, that's how we have to treat the last month of the season, just from a preparation standpoint, because there's not much carryover to the next game.
What does Ball State on offense present you guys defensively that you think you're going to have to take advantage of?
Well, I think they got a very good offense. I mean, they love the shift in motion and jet sweep and all that stuff that we have to make sure we have great eye discipline with. Number 11 is a guy that we have to make sure we know where he's at on the field. Number 12 is also a guy that's kind of like they have 11, then they got 12, who I think was a quarterback in high school. So, you got to be ready for a reverse pass. They got enough tricks and gimmicks that we got to make sure we have great eye discipline with everything they do, along with the ability to they have the ability to run the football. And they got a true freshman that he's very physical and running downhill and giving them a chance to have balance and stay on schedule. So we got a good challenge. I'm anxious to get on the practice field tonight and start preparing for him.
Talking about Rudolph, Donna just mentioned before this, I think he had the 18th most receiving yards in a game ever in the history of college football.
Wow.
And to see him grow from last year, where he was slowly integrated into the offense, and now this year, when he's called upon to step up in a big spot, what does that mean for you to see his development?
No, it means a lot. I mean, he's a guy that walked on. So, for all the people that want to talk about recruiting stars and all those different things, you can if you evaluate properly and you help guys develop, guys can be great players on your campus. And he's an example of a guy that came in, did it the hard way, continued to get better and better, and he's starting to flourish at the right time. And I think he's a guy that people are going to have to account for. And so that makes you more dynamic, because now that opens up other things for Cole Tucker, that opens up other things for Messiah Travis, that opens up other things for Miles Joyner. When people have to start trying to identify a guy to take away, it makes everybody else better. And I think that gives you flexibility on offense to create things for different people.
Coach, on the defensive side of the ball, they have a couple players like Bryce Cosby that have the ability to take over a game. What has the preparation been like in practice, trying to get ready for players of that caliber?
Yeah, I think we've seen good players in the MAC all season. I mean, that's the great thing about it, right? We played a great non-conference schedule. We play great teams so far. So this is just another great player that we have to prepare for. And obviously, they have players at all three levels that can make plays. So we got to do a tremendous job making sure that we can sustain blocks, get on guys, to give ourselves every opportunity to be successful on offense.
I had a question about the 2-point conversions. I know you talked about, you have the pregame strategy meetings where you decide what you're going to do. I was wondering, in those, is it kind of like when you make the decisions and talk about what you're going to do, is it like full-on analytics as you think of it, where you've got all the spreadsheets and the formulas and all that stuff? Or is it more, hey, if we're down 17, we're going to need points, so let's just go for 2?
I think you let the flow of the game dictate how you're going to play, right? So, you look at it, we had opportunities. We turned the ball over in the red zone. That's a potential 3 points, right? We missed a field goal at the end of the first half. That's a potential 3 points. And in a game where you're trying to score points, or you need to score points, you got to look for every advantage that you can get to try to get that done. And so some of it is talked about, but obviously some of it is predicated on how the game flow is going. And then some of it is the calls. Some calls I feel a lot better about than others. And I think, if I like the call and I like the situation and the situation dictates, then we'll be aggressive. I mean, the thing that we want to do is be as aggressive as possible to go win, and then we'll figure out a way to win the next one. But we want to take advantage of every opportunity each and every single week.
Coach, the trophy game, so will that be mentioned, and is that something that we'll emphasize this week?
No, it's a big deal. I mean, to me, it's the only deal, right? Because if you get the trophy, that means you won. So this is a big deal for us. It's a trophy game. Our kids, they understand what the trophy looks like. And so we have to do a tremendous job to try to do everything possible to go make sure we can bring that trophy back to DeKalb.
Coach, with last year's game against Ball State being one that went down to almost the last play of the game, does that, leave a little extra motivation for yourself or the players to go out there and get the win this week?
No, not really. Last year is last year, right? We didn't win a game last year, so it's hard to draw anything from last year besides we played those games and we got experience. I think our players want to win a game. They want to win at home. They want to do the things to keep themselves in position to have a chance to continue playing. And I think that's kind of where we're at. And the one thing about us, we focus on us a lot of times. What are the things we need to do to go win a game? And I can't wait to see these guys get on the practice field and start the preparation tonight.
How's Rocky?
He's doing well.
How's Tyrese?
He's doing good too.
In the event Rocky's not able to play, talk about a guy like Ethan Hampton and what he brings to this offense.
Yeah, I'm not going to go there. I don't live in the hypotheticals, so we're going to prepare and get ready and expect guys to be healthy and play the game. That's how we're going to prepare.
Tristan?
Yeah, so since we've been here since 2019, we lost it in 2019. Kind of as freshmen, we didn't really have that meaning of knowing what that stock kind of meant to us, but older guys kind of brought us along, and we kind of got to get that thing back. So.
Jordan?
Yeah, it's the opportunity to go win a trophy. So Coach always talks about that, and kind of like Tristan said, we need to bring it back to DeKalb.
Messiah?
Just to piggyback on what they said, just have that mindset to just win, bring it back home, just do what we got to do to bring the trophy back. We lost it 2 years ago, and we had a chance to bring it back last year, but it's that year. We got to bring it back. Got to bring it back to DeKalb.
Tristan, this one for you. The offense has seen a more balanced attack over the last few weeks. You guys have seen a lot more success and higher scoring outputs. What can you attribute the recent success on offense to?
I think we've always been able to run and throw the ball. We've just been really focused on our run game through the first couple of weeks. The pass game kind of just came with it, They stopped the run game a little bit. We've shown that we can air it out. So I think that just attributes to a whole offense.
Messiah, do you want to answer that question too about the offense? Passing offense coming along?
I feel like our pass game always been there. It's just the amount of time and when we had to show our ability, and when it came down to it, when we had to do a passing game or the passing game wise, we got the job done.
And then to kind of follow up on that, a key player like Tyrese goes down. Coach Hammock talks about it all the time, that next man up mentality. What was it like to see everybody, Tristan had a couple catches, you had a couple, Cole had quite a few, everybody was getting receptions out there on Wednesday?
Piggyback to what Coach Ham said, just the next man up mentality. When one player go down, the next man got to go up. When your number is called, you just got to make plays. And when my number was called, I just had to make the plays.
Tristan?
Yeah, just to go off at everything. The next man up is always ready. Everybody here can play, as I've said before. So I think everybody knows this offense, and everybody is able to play and contribute.
For Tristan and Messiah, just what was it like being a part of the passing game? Like you said, it's been kind of taking the backseat the last couple of weeks. Then to be a part of it that, set multiple records, school records in a single game. What was that kind of like validation or whatever?
Tristan?
Yeah, it was a cool experience. Definitely to have someone like Rocky being able to kind of pinpoint where he wants to go with the ball, being able to kind of just have control of the offense. It was really just cool to be a part of.
Piggyback on what Tristan said, the play calling, just knowing where to put the ball at, and he trusts the receivers, trusts the tight ends, trusts the running backs, and whatever we need to be at on the route or a dump pass is just Rocky just put it there, and we just got to make the play.
Jordan, this one's for you. You guys have bounced back from poor defensive performances a lot this season. You guys run a really good run over the last 4 or 5 weeks. What do you guys have to do to get back
I just think we have to get back to the basics, things like tackling and effort and stuff like that, just knowing the scheme and executing. That's all pretty basic stuff that I think we haven't done as great a job the last 2 weeks, that we just need to really focus in and get back to what we do.
Jordan, how have you seen this defense grow, obviously, from last year? You're going to go into a stretch of games where you're playing Buffalo after a really rough year against them last year, and Ball State, a really rough ending to that game, and then Western. How have you seen the defense grow sort of from last year to this year at this stage of the year?
Well, number one is the maturity of our team. Last year we were very young. We're still young, but that 6-game experience was huge for our development as a defense. And then, scheme-wise, we've just continued to get better. Coach Jackson's done a good job at building the scheme. As guys have gotten older, we can handle more defensively. So we've just continued to improve in that way as well.
Question for all you guys in general from the Kent State game. What are some of the things you thought your respective groups, either offense or your respective positions, what are some of the things you're taking away and say, next time we go out, this is something we have to be better at?
Masai?
Well, from our point of view, we just left a lot of plays on the field that we supposed to make, and I feel like if we would have just made those plays, it would have been a different outcome. And yeah.
Jordan?
From a defensive standpoint, we have to do a better job playing complementary football with the offense. Coach Hammock always preaches that, and they put up 47 points, so we have to be able to get some stops and do our job as well. So we just need to do a better job executing and giving them the ball back so they can go score.
Tristan?
Yeah, for the tight end group, I think it's just being real physical in the run game, and then along with the pass game, you don't see kind of our tight ends get a lot of action, but when we do, we got to make those plays. Coach O always talks about when the play comes to us, we got to make it. So.
Tristan, this week was the first week of the season that we really saw the run game a little bit down. I mean, you guys still got over like 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
In your guys' expectations, you want to get higher than that. What do you guys have to do to get back to a higher output next week?
Yeah, we just got to continue to basically win our one-on-one battles. So tight ends winning the one-on-one battles with whoever that is, the D ends, the linebackers, the corners, along with the offensive linemen winning their one-on-one battles with the D line. I think that's what the area we kind of struggled in, and I believe we can get back to where we were.
Then Jordan, for you, having played this offense last year, they have quite a few playmakers, especially at the receiver position. It'll be a busy day for you. What do you guys know from last year that you can take and apply this year with some of those same receivers?
We can kind of get a gauge for the size. 6 has some real good size to him, but last year I think that was not a surprise, but it's just different actually seeing it. So we'll have a better gauge for that. And we know 11 is a big-time playmaker. He's got good speed and stuff like that. So just kind of knowing more to what to expect will help.